Remember how I pointed out how Wade Barrett was the biggest ham and egger to get his own Survivor Series poster? Well, the PG era strikes again. Santino is the biggest ham and egger to ever get his own Royal Rumble poster. Let's go down the list. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and John Cena. Here's something I think we can all agree on. As wrestling fans, I think we would all agree that creatively in the wrestling business, the promotion needs to stay ahead of the audience. In fact, one of the most important jobs, in my opinion, of a wrestling promotion is to stay ahead of its fan base. As we wrestling fans talk and speculate about what's going to happen next in wrestling, the promotion needs to be like 10 steps ahead of us, right? A successful promotion is ahead of the wrestling fan base because that's what makes the product cutting edge. You know, the fans have no idea what's going to happen next, but once it finally happens, it makes perfect sense and it rocks. You know, when the promotion is ahead of the fan base, the product becomes addicting. But when the promotion falls behind the fan base, then the product becomes so boring because fans can see things coming a mile away. Nowhere is the problem of the promotion falling behind the fan base more evident than the issue of turning Cena heel. If the WWE had turned Cena heel back in like 2007, it would have shocked the wrestling world, right? But by the WWE dragging its feet, it's come to the point where every single one of us wrestling fans started talking about Cena turning heel like a long time ago, and now we're just sitting there waiting for it to happen, right? The fan base is ahead of the product, and that makes the product no good. In an effort to sell more Fruity Pebbles t-shirts, the WWE has fallen severely behind the fan base. A successful heel turn like Hulk Hogan is one where the fans never saw it coming. It was completely unexpected. One where the promotion was ahead of the fan base. And usually the promotion has a very limited amount of time to pull it off. There is a small window of opportunity for effectively turning a wrestler heel. That small window of time where the wrestler is still considered a fan favorite, but you can tell it's not going to last. You're starting to hear the boos coming in from the back of the arena, and you can tell the fans are just starting to disconnect with the wrestler. It is at that point, that critical point, that you shock the fans by turning the wrestler heel, and by doing so, staying ahead of the audience. But that ship already sailed for John Cena a long, long time ago. Look, if the WWE turns Cena heel now, is that really being ahead of the game? People have been booing Cena since 2005. It's come to the point where not only are fans expecting and waiting for Cena to turn heel, but a lot of other fans got tired of waiting and they don't even care anymore. Hulk Hogan started getting booed in 1994, around 1994. He turned heel in 1996, so around the 2-year turnaround time. Now, imagine if instead of turning Hogan heel in 1996, they waited until 2006. Do you think it would have had the same kind of impact? No! It took too damn long! Imagine if, instead of turning Rocky Maivia into The Rock, he stayed Rocky Maivia. 1998 to 1999, he's still Rocky Maivia. 1999 to 2000, he's still Rocky Maivia. It's going to come to the point where the fans are so tired of looking at this guy that they don't even care if he turns heel anymore because it took too damn long. There used to be a time when the WWF really cared about its characters. When a wrestler wasn't connecting properly with the audience, they used to work really quickly to try to fix it. When Bob Backlund came back to the WWF in 1993, he was supposed to be this all-American babyface. The only problem was, the fans kept cheering for the other guy. You know, like, Bob Backlund would get into the ring, and the fans would automatically be cheering for the other guy. You know, he was like this babyface, but the fans kept cheering for the other guy. You know, it was funny at first, but then it just became sad. You know, this babyface and the fans kept cheering for the other guy. You know, like, remember when John Cena was world champion and he fought Eric Bischoff for the world title? And a lot of the fans in the crowd were actually cheering for Eric Bischoff to win. You know, it's just one of those guys where fans just automatically want to cheer for the other guy. You know, but unlike John Cena, the WWF didn't leave Bob Backlund out to dry like that. They quickly modified his character, changing him into this crazy elitist heel, talking down on people. And guess what? It worked! It worked! And one of the reasons it worked, one of the reasons Hollywood Hogan worked, one of the reasons The Rock worked, is because it was done in a timely manner. The WWE has ruined John Cena. In an effort to squeeze out more Fruity Pebble t-shirt sales, instead of turning Cena heel, they have instead kiddified him to the point of no return. Look, for those of you who are still confused by this whole rise above the hate thing, it's because you're not looking at it from the perspective of its target audience. You're not looking at it from the perspective of a 10-year-old, right? This whole rise above the hate thing, it's for little kids. It's to give them a role model, right? Every single one of John Cena's segments now is basically an after-school public service announcement. You know, John Cena gets slapped by Roddy Piper, but walks away from the fight. Walking away from the fight. A good example for kids. John Cena beats Zack Ryder for a title shot, but then gives the title shot to Zack Ryder. Sharing with your friends. A good example for kids. Every time John Cena gets on the mic now, he's going to be saying things like, please, and thank you, and I respect you, you know. Good manners. Good for kids. You know, he's basically Barney the dinosaur right now, which may be confusing from your perspective, but from the perspective of a 10-year-old, it's like, wow, this guy's as cool as Pikachu. You know, instead of turning Cena heel, which is what's best for the product, the WWE has instead taken our booing and turned it into a role model campaign for little kids, right? He's basically a walking Happy Meal toy right now. And of course there's a t-shirt to go along with it. So basically you have to look at it from that perspective. So then, as far as us older fans, what are we left with? A new Cena Sucks t-shirt. So basically, instead of turning Cena heel, they turn him super kiddie and then give us a new Cena Sucks t-shirt. And we're supposed to stay fans based on that? Hey, dumbass promotion. It doesn't work that way. When we chant Cena Sucks, it doesn't mean we're asking for a Cena Sucks t-shirt, right? When we chant Cena Sucks, what we're asking for is a better product. When you shove Cena down our throats, it's not going to cause us to buy a Cena Sucks t-shirt. When you shove Cena down our throats, it's going to cause us to buy a UFC t-shirt, right? See? That's the way it works, right? You know, for a 50-year-old company, the WWE's continued lack of customer understanding continues to surprise. You know, to the point where ratings are now 2.9, and they still seem to have no clue on what to do to build a sustainable product that's going to Oops! Looks like I forgot to shave in the last 5 minutes. Yes, it's me again, the future of TNA. And as the manly future of TNA, I just want to say, PS Power. First video of 12 and already you making no sense. First, you say that the WWE would be ahead of the fans if they turn Cena heel? As if heel Cena runs any faster than the babyface one. They're the same guys, you idiot! And then you say you want us to look at Cena from the perspective of a 10-year-old? Who cares how tall you are? If the TV is too low, then just sit down, you idiot! Man, I can do this all year. Got you again. Owned you again. Future of TNA, signing off. Manly future of TNA. Turn goes, if the WWE still wants to turn Cena heel, they can still do it. And the fans of the boys would still be acting like it's bigger than the Super Bowl, pulling it out of proportion. But would it have had the same impact as if they did it properly, in a timely manner? Of course not. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to talk a little bit also about Brock Lesnar. In my opinion, Brock Lesnar cannot come back to pro wrestling like this. Not like this. Not after getting his ass kicked 3 matches in a row, right? If he comes back to the WWE at this point, people are going to think that he doesn't have what it takes. And that makes wrestling look bad. You don't get your ass kicked in the UFC, come crawling back to the WWE, and start acting like you're this big winner all of a sudden. That makes wrestling look bad. That makes us wrestling fans look bad, right? Look, Brock Lesnar was supposed to be the face of the entertainment era. He was supposed to carry on after The Rock and Stone Cold. He was supposed to be the next big thing, not John Cena. But next thing you know, he ditches us to be a professional football player, and next thing you know after that, our world champion is Bradshaw, dressed up as the $1 Million Man, thus beginning the decline of professional wrestling. Now, after all this time, after getting his ass kicked in the UFC, Brock Lesnar comes crawling back as a loser, and we're supposed to cheer for him? Talk about embarrassing. No! Brock Lesnar needs to fight one more match in the UFC. He needs to go fight Frank Mir, look good in the match, not curl up in the fetal position every time he gets hit, and then come back to pro wrestling with some level of respectability, right? Because if he comes back now, he looks like a chump, and that makes wrestling look like it's picking up the scraps, right? Wrestling may be in the dumps right now, but we still need to maintain some level of standards and respectability. Brock Lesnar is the one that left us, so if he's going to come back to us, he better come back to us a winner.